Hello my friends, today we are talking about what would I bring for tackle if I was going out in a canoe, a small boat, or with somebody that had a lot more stuff than I do. I would bring this small little bag is what I have, and I'm going to show you what types of bait I would use. First off, the rod, real quick. I would use a 6-foot rod, 6'6" spinning rod for sure, and probably around 8 to 10 pound test. That's what I would use. So when going ahead and learning a lake, to me, you start from the top and you work down to the bottom, depending on the time of year. We're just going to say this summertime, okay? So I'm going to go ahead. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to probably try some top water. So I have these little trays, these little boxes made up of baits that I would bring out with me, and a little pop bar style bait. I would probably try those for sure. Working the top, subtle, nice and slow, just to figure it out. And with top water, you can. I probably wouldn't throw a buzz bait depending on the weather right away. If it was windy, okay, a buzz bait. If it was flat calm, I would either use a walking bait style or a pop bar. Okay, now moving down just a little bit, just off the surface, I might try an inline spinner or a Thomas Buoyant. Or even a beetle spin. I know some people might not know what a beetle spin is. It's a little lead-headed jig with a little grub tail on the back of it. It works really, really well for catching smaller fish, but you'll be able to determine what is in that body of water relatively quickly. But as far as the inline spinners, a MEP spinner, a Thomas Buoyant, a nice inline spinner like that. Another thing that's just below the surface, I might run a chatterbait. A chatterbait, you know, puts out a lot of vibration, and it's a great search bait. I really like a chatterbait. I am definitely going to be using those a lot this year when I head up to the lake. Another style bait that works extremely well is possibly even for that mid-range depth there, is a jerk bait. A jerk bait works extremely well. It'll dive down a little bit and you can bring it back up. You can walk the dog with it. So that would be another lure that I would choose to look for those fish when you're not really quite sure what depth they're at. Let's just say you're in a canoe and you don't have a depth finder. So you have to look for them, you have to work for it. So I would definitely try that. So the second thing I would probably try is a lipless crankbait. Would be another one that I would bring. Another great lure, depending on the structure, you know what I mean, for rocks and some logs, okay. You can rip them through the weeds, and that's how you get a lot of trigger strikes that way, but I kind of like the rocks and the logs. I'm not much for ripping them through the weeds. I've gotten quite a few of them lost over the years, so I would definitely, depend on the structure, I would try those. Another one would be put it all together here, is a square bill. A good square bill would be another good choice to bring out with you. I use a lot. This isn't a shad wrap, but I love the shad wraps by Rapala. They seem to work really, really well. But a good square bill, you can't go wrong with that. A good square bill. Alright, so going on to a little bit deeper, you can get away with a big jig. Being able to work it up and down through the water column is really, really good. I would probably put a trailer on it. That would gives you a lot slower fall. Because when you're on a body of water you've never been on, you might want to try to fish a little bit slower. You don't know the body of water, you don't know, so you're experimenting, you're trying different things, and I definitely would focus on pinpointing the shallow points, looking for those things that you find when you fish your favorite body of water. What do you look for then? So it's no different going to a different body of water. So I would try some of the same things you do, but just go slow. So another thing that works extremely well would be some Senko style baits, either wacky style, or you can hook them down through the nose. You can use whatever. I just happen to have Guggen baits here, but you can try the Yokohamas. There's all kinds of brands that are putting out them now. But experiment. It doesn't hurt to try different things, especially when you're on that body of water for the first time. And like I said, depending on the conditions, a buzz bait works really well. I don't have one here, but a spinner bait also is a nice lure to learn a new body of water with. So I wouldn't hesitate on using that. Like I said, these are all areas that you are experimenting with, so therefore, and you're limited to what you can bring. So these are some of the things that I would bring with me. I wouldn't go overboard and bring too much, because then you're just going to get overwhelmed with what you're using. So anyway, that's it. So I hope this is informative in some way, because that's usually how I tackle a body of water when I'm going there for the first time. And like I said, I'm limited to what I can bring. Or even if you're fishing on the bank and you've never been there, some of the same stuff you could use even on the bank. But you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.